It all came back to her in a rush. A great big "what was I thinking of" rush. Yesterday morning, she'd seen a real estate sign planted in front of her Aunt Wendy's bed and breakfast, the Laurel Springs Inn. For sale, historic bed and breakfast, offered by Berkshire Hadley, by appointment only. She'd rushed across the lawn separating the carriage house from the inn, a Queen Anne whimsy bristling with turrets and gables and elaborate gingerbread trim, and marched up the wide wooden steps to the porch. Inside, the front desk was empty. She glanced past the ornate 1920s brass counterbell and the numbered cubbies where room keys and telegrams were once tucked away, and faced the staircase that divided the first floor. "Aunt Wendy?" The door at the end of the hall leading to the kitchen swooshed open, releasing the smell of burnt toast and a string of French invective as Chef Armand scolded a server for some unknown infraction. A tea kettle began to shriek. "Someone please take that kettle off the stove," Wendy Prescott snapped, "before you burn the place down." The shrieking abruptly stopped. The door whooshed shut, restoring quiet as Phaedra's aunt approached the lobby. She paused as she caught sight of her niece. Normally groomed to the nines in elegant but comfortable clothes and bright cherry-red lipstick, Wendy looked fashionable but frazzled. She tucked a strand of hair, recently cut and streaked with caramel highlights, behind one ear, and gathered her niece into a hug. "You saw the sign." Wendy drew back. Her hand strayed to the chunky necklace encircling her throat. "I wanted to talk to you first, but you can't sell the inn. Tell me you're not serious." "I'm afraid I am." Glancing back at the kitchen door, her aunt took Phaedra's arm. "Let's go in the front parlor. We can talk privately there." "And that's the long and the short of it," she finished a short time later. "Business is down, and so are profits. We've limped along for 6 months, but I can't keep this place going at a loss any longer." "But selling?" Phaedra leaned forward on the sofa. "There has to be another way." "There isn't. I've cut staff, sourced cheaper produce, taken out ads. It's not enough. I know how much this place means to you, but I'm out of options. I'm sorry." "What about hosting seasonal events?" Phaedra, grasping at any straw, suggested. "Like the Spring Fling open house at the Poison Pen." Every spring, her father's bookstore sponsored a week's worth of book giveaways, guest authors, contests, and prizes, along with plenty of free nibbles. "I run a B&B, her aunt said, "not a bookstore." "The principle is the same. You could host a Halloween-themed masquerade party, for example, or a Titanic tea. Or," she thought of the pile of cozy mysteries on her bedside table, "a murder mystery week." Her aunt sniffed. "A gimmick, you mean? Call it what you want, but special events appeal to guests." Phaedra eyed the pocket doors separating the front parlor from the back. "We could throw a 1920s dinner dance." She warmed to the idea. Flappers and gangsters, bathtub gin, everyone doing the Charleston and swigging champagne, spilling booze and cigarette ash all over my Persian rugs? Wendy shook her head firmly. "No, thank you." "Okay." A thoughtful expression settled over Phaedra's face. "What about something a little more elegant?" "Such as?" "Such as," she mused, "a Jane Austen immersive event." "And what's that, exactly?" "Just what it sounds like. Guests immerse themselves in the Regency period and leave their cell phones behind. They'll dress in period costumes, play card games, discuss Austen's novels, drink tea, dance, and stroll through the rose garden." "Sounds dull. And the rose garden needs pruning." Wendy frowned. "What would people do, besides drink tea and wander around in long dresses?" "We'll have archery on the back lawn," Phaedra